You must be lucky in love, Fred.
For sure as hell. You'll have no luck at this game.
Have we met?
We have now.
How come you know my name?
Well, it's this amazing ability she has. She can tell what people's names are just by looking at them.
Oh, yeah? So what you want?
We can put you onto a surefire winner. If you're interested.
Oh, why?
And we feel sure you will be, knowing the state your finances are in.
Oh, Katie, darling. What are you looking for?
Dolly.
Well, she's in the kitchen. You know I wouldn't pack Dolly.
There you go. How are we doing?
Oh, Nick, it's chaos. And the passport still hasn't arrived.
It will.
And what are we going to do about a farewell party? We can't have it here, not with the place in such a state.
I'll have a word with Gina, see if we can have it in the pub.
Good.
Exciting, isn't
Yeah, you don't have to do all the packing.
it? Great. Thank you very much.
And then look.
Charlie Harris said he can help us out so long as we pay full market price.
Oh, we need to shift a few of these then, quick. You take half.
It's a bit more than half, Alf.
Oh, well, if you want to be picky.
Morning, gents.
Oh, 10 bob, please.
What for?
Widows and orphans, holding a raffle.
Oh, right. 10 bob.
Here, get 20 of these tickets.
What's the price?
It's a mystery. We're holding the draw. Nick's leaving, Joe.
Not going to pay tomorrow.
No, we need the money now, I'm afraid.
So what exactly happened then, Mr. Clegg?
Well, it all started one Monday night about a month ago.
Oh, yeah.
I was just locking up, and suddenly I heard this noise coming from my barn.
What sort of noise?
Sort of groaning noise. And then a creaking. Sort of noise a beam makes when there's something heavy hanging on it.
Did you go in?
Oh, aye. But I saw nothing. And then last night...
What happened?
Well, as you know, we had a right storm. As I was opening the door of my barn, there was this great flash of lightning, and just for a second, I saw it.
So what?
This figure swinging slowly to and fro from a beam. And then it was gone. And all quiet as the grave.
Apart from the chattering sound, of course.
You are?
From your top set banging on your bottom.
Oh, you can mock Greengrass. Wouldn't expect naught else from you.
Here they are.
Nathaniel Cleghorn. Pleased to meet you. My car's outside, so you can follow me.
Lead on, then.
Who are they?
They're from the Paranormal Research Institute.
The what?
They go round investigating ghosts.
Waste of time.
They keep lurking on the stairs, sniffing. One of them said there's a strong smell of ectoplasm here.
It's probably the meat pies you had left over yesterday.
Mr. Cleghorn's dead serious, Claude. He's planning on charging £1 a head for guided tours.
Oh, what?
He's done a deal with a bus company. Haunted Yorkshire excursions.
Has he?
Morning, Mrs. Thorpe.
Morning.
Are you all right?
Just getting me breath. I want me a minute or so.
Will you take care, then?
All set for Canada then, are we?
Yeah, if we ever get there.
Why, is there a problem?
Well, when Joe and I went abroad, we didn't put Katie on the passport.
But you have now.
It's not back yet. Anyway, this is our forwarding address.
Well, you'll have to fill in this form.
Oh, why is it I'm not surprised to hear that?
There you go.
Hello, Sergeant.
What are you doing back here, Turpin? I thought we'd seen the last of you.
I had this irresistible urge to look up to old faces.
You should have tried Wakefield Prison then.
How about you? Did you fall or were you pushed?
Something you wanted, was there, Turpin?
Aye. How about a stamp for this?
Gladys? Threepence.
Thank you.
Friend of yours?
Jimmy Turpin, late of this parish.
I don't think I know him.
That was before your time, Nick. But I knew him very well. One of the highlights of my career was putting him inside.
Well?
It's a little early to say, Mr. Cleghorn. We haven't detected any signs as yet.
Should have been here last night.
That's often the way. But sadly, we can't write up the case until the phenomena has been witnessed by at least 2 members of the Institute.
But what am I to tell folk? I was expecting you to back me up over this.
Well, just say it's under investigation.
Oh, so it's official then?
Oh, yes. A bona fide Institute investigation. Yeah.
That's good enough for me.
Can I help?
No.
My name's Neil Bolton. I'm a doctor. Is anything wrong?
No. No, thank you. I'm just resting.
Mind if I join you?
No.
I was just looking at the surgery.
Oh,
Do you live in Aidensfield?
yes.
Whereabouts?
To the end village.
Well, I'm going that way. I could give you a lift.
No, thank you. I'm all right on my own.
Let me give you a lift anyway.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I'll take this.
No.
Shift as many as you can, look.
I'll do my best, Alf. Yes, sir.
Is George in?
He retired about 6 months ago. What can I help?
You can stay close to the till for a start.
Good to see you too, PC Ventress. It's a room I was after, love.
Well, in that case, you're in luck. How many nights?
Just a couple, you know.
Right. And the name is?
Turpin. Jimmy Turpin. It's like Dick Turpin, you know.
Related, were you?
I wouldn't be surprised.
You live alone, do you?
Since Harry died?
Doesn't anybody come in and give you a hand?
No. Never needed nobody, neither. I just haven't had time to side up yet.
How old are you, Mrs. Thorpe?
As old as me tongue and a bit older than me teeth. A gentleman would know better than ask.
Yes, I'm sorry. Well, look, if there is anything you need, I work up at the hospital.
Right.
Right. Well, bye then.
Bye, then.
How long you got those digs for, Mike?
As long as I want. Well, a fortnight's notice, I think.
Well, you better give it then, because you're taking over from me in Aidensfield. When you finish what you're doing, we better get over there. Can I have a word, Phil?
Sure.
Did you want that job, Phil?
I don't know, I hadn't thought. Bradley's only been here 5 minutes.
Yeah, but they don't know how long he's going to stay in the area. And Alf's not going to stick around forever. They need you here.
Minding shop.
No, I think it's more than that. They want someone they can rely on. They haven't even appointed a new sergeant yet. You should do the exams.
Yeah, well, it's all go, innit?
Back again, Claude?
No, I want a word with them research people. Are they back?
Not yet.
I'll have a stop while I'm with.
Make it a large one, Gina. And you can get me another as well, love.
Oh, Jimmy, I thought you were dead.
Aye, some mornings I think I am.
Well, you're usually up to something, so what are you doing here?
Oh, bit of this, bit of that, you know, Claude.
So, what would you like, Felicity?
Excuse me a minute, I want a word with somebody. Excuse me, they tell me you're with the psychic people.
The Paranormal Research Institute.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I think you ought to have a look at my place, because it's ever so old, and if you think Cleghorn's got ghosts, I've got ghosts like he's got mice.
Yes.
So if you could drop in, I could introduce you to a few of them.
Well, we've got to write our report on Mr. Cleghorn's manifestation first.
But as we're here, we could come over this evening.
Right, lovely. Right then, Jonathan, you know what to do, don't you? You wait for my signal, and if you get it right, there'll be a tenner for you, all right? Good lad. Oops.
Have you sold any boxes of chocolates today, Mr. Blaketon?
No.
No, me. There was definitely 3 boxes there this morning. I set them out myself, and now there's only 2.
Really?
And there were some matches beside them. They've gone as well.
Well, they've been lifted. Oh, don't you worry about this, Gladys. I'll deal with it.
The house was built by one of my ancestors who was a little bit friendly with the Lady Ashfordley of the time, and I'll tell you the truth, I've got a feeling it's her that's actually the White Lady.
Now, this is interesting.
I thought you'd like it.
Yes, well, let's take a look in here.
Oh, that's my bedroom, and I've not changed the sheets.
Oh, yes. I can certainly feel something. How about you?
Yes. There's definitely a cold spot here.
It'll be the crack in the window. I hope. Mind you don't trip over the water. Now, Lady Ashfordley were done to death on that bed. Well, not actually that one, you know, because it's had 2 new springs and 3 new mattresses, but that's like where it was.
And this is where you see her?
Mainly, yeah. Either that or out in the corridor, you know, because it all depends what sort of mood she's in.
Strange, you know. I can't feel anything.
Nor me.
No, that's probably because she's having a turn outside. Because she's like that, she comes and goes, you know, she doesn't have a definite timetable. Shall we go and have a look? Mind the thing, Bobby, yeah?
So Gladys didn't actually see him nick this stuff?
No, but it has to be him. Turpin can't stop himself.
If nobody saw him, we can't do anything about it.
Well, I'm not asking you to, am I? All I'm doing is letting you know that he's back and up to his old tricks.
Right.
Funny thing, though. It's the first time since I retired I really missed having stripes on my arm. Well, I best be getting back before something else goes missing. We don't want a crime wave breaking out 2 days before you leave, now do we?
Too right. No, I've got enough on getting the paperwork up to date.
Keep your fingers crossed, then.
What's a copper, eh, Sarge?
He's not a bad man to have on your side, mate.
What's that, a friendly warning, is it?
Well, you'll find out soon enough. Especially when he hears you're moving in.
Mind where you're treading, there ain't much light out here.
Right. Now, you mentioned a headless horseman.
Well, yeah. He were riding over here when he had his accident, like.
I thought you said he murdered his wife.
Yeah, but he had his accident when he was on his way back home, you see. It was probably one of them days.
And are these appearances linked in any way?
No, not so you notice. They just sort of turn up, hang about a bit, and then they push off.
So there's no regular pattern then?
No, not as far as they're concerned, but you do sometimes get something up in the top field there, you know. I believe it's a dog. It's the hound of the Ashfordleys, you know. I think it comes looking for its dead master. Look there!
Where?
Look, hey, look, there he is!
Think it'll be okay?
No problem.
That's him.
That's him, all right.
Look, Katie, you got a card from Granny.
Do you want me to open it for you? Any sign of the passport?
No, not yet.
Well, I'll phone the passport office again. If they've sent it, I'll have a word with Blaketon.
Well, how can he help?
We can check with the local sorting office. There you go.
What does it say?
It says Bon Voyage, and the Teddy's got a suitcase like yours.
God, you don't think we're going to have to speak French, do you?
Hope not. Now, I'll check with Gina. It's okay to use the pub.
Oh, great. Well, I'll go and see her and arrange some food.
I gathered that you were looking for me yesterday.
I was, yes. Do you know a woman called Sarah Thorpe over in Aidensfield?
Well, no of her. Must be in her 80s by now.
Well, I picked her up in the village yesterday and drove her home. I couldn't believe the state her house was in.
Oh?
Why isn't she getting some help?
What are you suggesting, Neil, that it's somehow my fault?
You are the district nurse for the area.
Yes, but you see, the unfortunate thing is that I can't actually see through solid walls. I'll go and visit her this morning. I'll make my first call.
Good.
I do hope you realise that if nobody draws my attention to these things, I can hardly be expected to respond.
The white lady's upstairs, the headless horseman's round the back, all right. The hounds, of course, in the top field. Shilling ahead, thank you very much. That's to do with the gentleman. Take any pictures you like. Ladies, shilling ahead, thank you very much. Very kind of you. Thank you, my love. Thank you very much indeed. Good. Now, hang on, you want some change, love? Here, that's it, sweetheart. Thank
What are you up to, Greengrass?
Knitting a brick. What does it look as if I'm up to? I'm showing a few of my clients round my estate. So if you want to see the phenomena, it's a shilling a head.
Those are my trippers. That's my money you're taking.
Talking about. No, to say I can't show a few people around the place that's a bona fide haunted house, is there?
Your place ain't haunted.
Of course it is. That's verified by the paranormal people.
What?
Yeah, so you can stick that in your pipe, and if you don't believe me, you can go and ask them, because they're round the back.
Flipping right, I will.
Mind you don't tread in the ectoplasm. It's a shilling a head, love. Thanks very much indeed. Thank you, madam.
No set then.
Piece of cake.
Hey, is this your car?
What do you think?
Right. Well, you need somewhere quiet to stay the night. I think I know just the place.
So you're saying you're happy to tell people that this is genuine, but you're not convinced about my great-uncle Simeon?
Well, pending further investigation, yes.
Well, what's he got that I haven't got?
quite a number of interesting phenomena. We may be here some time. Now, if you'll excuse us, we have a lot to do.
Good morning, Mrs. Thorpe.
Morning.
I'm Maggie Belton.
I know you are.
Could I come in for a minute?
Well, what for?
Oh, just a bit of a chat.
Hey, you two! Call yourselves investigators? You've been had!
Hey, just because your great Uncle Simeon's a dead duck, don't think you can come around here casting aspersions about my officially authenticated paranormals.
One moment. What are you implying, Mr. Cleghorn?
I'm implying nothing. I'm telling you. Come and have a look at this.
Excuse me! Hey! Excuse me!
Luminous paint, isn't it? There's a whole pot of it on the shelf over there.
So, I've got a bit of paint. What does that prove?
Look at the marks on the floor. Happened to spill a bit of paint on your dog, did you?
I think, perhaps, under the circumstances.
Yeah, but that's all it is, isn't it? It's circumstantial.
I gather you've been living on your own for some time now, Mrs. Thorpe.
Been checking on me, have you?
We're not the KGB. I'm just here to help.
I don't need any help.
Well, all I'm suggesting is somebody to come round and do a bit of cleaning and dusting for you.
Well, I can manage my own dusting, thank you.
What about Meals on Wheels?
I don't want charity.
Have you had any breakfast yet?
I'm not hungry.
Well, I'd love a cup of tea, and I'm sure you could manage a piece of toast.
I suppose so.
Good.
Follow me. Up the hill first, farm on right. And don't stop for any other con men trying to pull a fast one.
Sorted you out, Greengrass, didn't I?
I thought you said this place were quiet.
Morning. It's a shilling ahead.
I beg your pardon?
White lady's upstairs, the Headless Horseman's round the back.
We were told you had a room to let.
I'm sorry. I thought you'd come to see the ghosts.
Ghosts? This house isn't haunted, is it?
Well, no. It's just a bit of a misunderstanding. What name were it?
Smith.
Really? Both of you? You better come inside.
Neil, I thought you'd like to know I went to see Mrs. Thorpe this morning.
Oh.
I've arranged for her to have a home help and Meals on Wheels. I trust that meets with your approval.
Don't be like that, Maggie.
Well, what do you expect? Look, from now on, I promise not to tell you how to do your job if you don't tell me how to do mine. Okay?
Oh, one more thing. Joe and I hope you'll be able to join us for a drink tomorrow night at the Aidensfield Arms.
Oh, what time's kick-off, Sarge?
We'll say 7 o'clock.
And I'm right in thinking drinks are on you, am I?
I might just buy the old one, yeah.
Hey, any news from Charlie Harris? Oh, yeah, Mr. Harris did call earlier for Alf. He was asking what time are you going over to his place. Something about you collecting something?
Sort him out, will you, Phil? Tell him to deliver to the pub. unless you want to be done for misuse of police property.
Not exactly the River Sweet at the Savoy.
No one said your dad were a sadist.
This is definitely the place he mentioned.
The old boy's a bit odd, isn't he? All that stuff about ghosts.
Ah, well. It's only for one night.
So have you decided what sort of food you want?
Yes, I made a list. I'll help on the night.
Thanks, Maggie.
Hello?
Hello.
Look, I wasn't having a go at you this morning.
Weren't you?
No. Well, maybe just a bit, but not you. OK, if the authorities aren't informed, they can hardly be held responsible, but she has neighbours, for goodness sake.
People like Mrs. Thorpe make absolutely certain that the neighbours never even get in through the front door to see how bad things have got.
You managed it.
Well, it's my job to. Once I know.
Point taken. Maggie, what I'm really trying to say is sorry. Sorry. Would you at least let me buy you a drink?
OK. I'll have an orange juice.
For the sausage.
Joe, can I get you something?
I won't, thanks. I just popped in to sort out the party tomorrow night. Well, come along if you like.
Well, I'm on duty, but if I can swap with somebody, I'd love to. Thanks.
Great to see you then.
Try, Joe.
Will you be at this shindig?
Oh, you try keeping me away.
Who's there? Is anybody there?
Thank you.
Now then. Morning, Fred.
Morning, Mr. Blaketon.
Thanks.
I'll go with her.
All right, love.
How you feeling?
Oh, I'm all right. More to the point, how's Mrs. Thorpe?
Oh, she's still pretty shaky.
Yeah, Mr. Blaketon, have a sip of this.
Oh, thanks, Gladys.
Did you manage to get a look at them at all?
Well, they were early 20s, medium height, dark hair, that's about it. It all happened so quickly. Well, I did manage to get the number of their car, though.
Right, get on the blower to Ashford, Lee. Tell him to check it out straight away.
Right, Sergeant.
Mind you, it's probably nicked.
Well, at least it's somewhere to start. Strange how they went for the one mailbag.
No, not really. It's the one with the money.
How much?
Oh, £800 at least. It comes over from the accounts branch once a week. Pay out the pensions.
So how do they know which bag to snatch?
How indeed.
I've changed my mind.
Beg your pardon?
I said I've changed my mind. The barn's not haunted. I don't want folks poking about in it.
But yesterday you were adamant.
Well, that was yesterday, weren't it? Right now, as far as I'm concerned, the show's over.
Yep, that's Bravo, Echo, Yankee, 628.
I want to make a complaint against Claude Greengrass.
What's she done now?
Trespassing. Frightening the life out of people. And he's cost me money.
Oh, dear. We're on uncertain ground here, Mr. Cleghorn. You see, trespassing's a civil matter.
Are you the regular driver of this run, Mr. Pearson?
Usually, yeah.
So you'd be aware that one of the mailbags contained cash?
Of course.
Do you deliver at the same time every week?
Yeah, regular as clockwork.
And who else would know about that?
People at post office accounts.
And members of the public?
Well, it's hardly something we advertise, is it?
So what's your theory on how they knew which bag to take?
Some sort of tip-off, I'd say. Well, certainly not from me, if that's what you're suggesting.
Well, why would we suggest that, Mr. Pearson?
No reason. Just thought you were, that's all.
So when you turned up here, did you notice anybody hanging about?
No. The street was empty as far as I could remember.
Right, well, that's all for now. We will need a full statement later.
Right. How was the old girl? The one they knocked over?
We're still waiting to hear from the hospital.
What sort of people do that to an old woman, eh?
Well, that was Bellamy on the phone. The car they used was nicked.
So, what with one thing and another, a pretty nifty operation.
Aye, with Turpin's fingerprints all over it.
Thanks, Mr. Turpin. See you again soon, I hope.
Sure.
There you go.
Go.
You going somewhere, Mr. Turpin?
Home, actually, Sergeant. If there's not a law against that now.
I suppose you've heard our local post office has been robbed.
Really? No, I hadn't heard.
When was that, Nick?
Earlier this morning.
So, where have you been for the last hour, Mr. Turpin?
Now, you surely don't think I had anything to do with that, do you? Am I my age?
Just tell us where you've been.
Here, having breakfast. Right, Gina?
Yeah,
You're quite sure about that?
I'm positive.
And very nice it was, too, love. I'm going to recommend your establishment to all my friends. So, if there's nothing else, Sergeant, I've got a train to catch. I do so hate getting there at the last moment, don't you?
Where are you living these days?
Rochdale. The address is in Gina's book if you want it. Now I really must dash. Oh, when you see Mr. Blaketon, give him my heartiest commiserations, won't you?
You let him go?
We've no excuse for holding him. Not even for further questions.
Cast iron alibi for the time of the robbery.
Doesn't mean to say he didn't mastermind it.
We've got no proof.
Even if he was behind it, he wasn't very clever, was he?
What do you mean?
Well, putting himself around Aidensfield the way he has for the last couple of days. Not even turning up at the post office.
Well, perhaps that's the idea, knowing he was going to have a cast-iron alibi.
Don't get mad, get even. That was always his motto.
Well, could you see him doing that? Robbing this place to get even?
I'll say I could.
It was your husband I really wanted to speak to, but I expect you may be able to help.
What can I do for you?
The surgery his late wife used in the village. I gather it's on the market again.
That's right. The people who were renting it have moved out, so we put it up for sale.
Is there any chance of taking a look at it?
If I can find the keys.
I hate to put you to any trouble at a time like this.
Well, that's okay. I could show you around if you like. I could do with a break from the packing.
Great.
Do you recognise this, Claude?
No. Could be anybody's.
Where were you at 10 o'clock last night?
In bed, on my own, with a book.
So you weren't in Cleghorn's supposed haunted barn, frightening him half to death?
Got better things to do than go trying to put the wind up Cleghorn. He were probably his great-uncle Simeon.
Yesterday we had people in complaining about the fraudulent advertising of haunted houses. Today we had Cleghorn bending our ears about you costing him money.
So we don't want to hear any more nonsense about ghosts in Aidensfield. From you, Cleghorn, or anybody else. OK? End of story.
Not really what you're looking for, then?
Well, it's a bit cramped, I'm afraid.
Well, what did you have in mind? Or is it none of my business?
There's no big secret about it. It's just I don't plan to spend the rest of my life working 15 hours a day in hospitals. And well, Aidensfield could do with its own resident GP again.
Oh, I see. At the moment, we're looked after by one of the Ashfordley practices.
Yes, but they're only filling in.
So you're looking for a house with a surgery?
Yes. My own village practice. And Aidensfield is just the sort of place I was looking for. But maybe you don't agree if you and your husband are moving out.
On the contrary. There are lots of things I'm going to miss about Aidensfield. I know I will.
Well, they found the getaway car.
So?
Clean as a whistle. Quite an operator is this Jimmy Turpin.
Are you sure he was behind it?
Well, Blaketon is. He may be prejudiced, but he's probably right.
Well, this time tomorrow, it'll no longer be your problem.
Yeah, I know. Hey, look what I found.
Oh, the passport. Thank goodness.
So, Canada, here we come.
Certainly looks like it.
You're not having second thoughts, are you?
No, it's just... I'm going to miss Yorkshire.
Well, so will I.
We are doing the right thing, aren't we, Nick?
Yeah, of course we are. You'll love it there. We all will. And if we don't, there's always Australia.
I do love you, you know.
I'll be off now then, Mr. Blaketon.
Right, Gladys. Oh, Gladys. Did somebody leave this here by mistake?
No, that's Mrs. Thorpe's from this morning. Do you think I should drop it off, eh?
Oh, that's all right, Gladys. You can leave this with me. Ah, Mr. Cleghorn. What can I do for you?
I've got a bit of information, Mr. Blaketon.
Oh, aye.
Them villains that did over your shop yesterday, they reckon in the village you were a young couple.
That's right.
And the car they drove off in, weren't it green?
Aye. A green Ford.
Fancy. Only I saw a green Ford yesterday. We're a young couple, innit?
Where was this?
Now, hang on a minute. Greengrass isn't into violence.
But you must admit, it's quite a coincidence.
Yeah, all right. I suppose I better have a word with him.
Well, under the circumstances, I think I'd best come with you.
And what circumstances would those be?
Well, if the villains are still out there, I'll be on the spot to ID them for you, won't I?
I don't know how many times you need telling. Jimmy Turpin had out to do with it. He certainly never said out to me.
Come on, Greengrass. You've been closer than the Corsican brothers ever since he got here. He must have said summit.
Tell us about your visitors last night, Claude.
What visitors?
Young couple in a green Ford.
Tourists, just looking for somewhere to put their head down for the night.
Did they stay?
Yeah.
And what time did they leave this morning?
Very early. They didn't even bother to have any breakfast, and I told them it was included in the price.
If only they knew what a treat they've missed.
I don't know what you're doing here, Blaketon. You're not even a copper anymore.
Do you remember the number of the car they were driving?
Come on. I stopped collecting car numbers before he went senile.
Anything like that one?
I don't know. I told you, I'd never even noticed.
What was the name of this couple?
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Very original.
You should talk.
Did you get their home address?
No, I didn't do it like that because they only stopped the night.
You do realise, Greengrass, you're required by law to do that?
Why don't you go and sell some stamps?
Did Mr. Smith have a first name?
I suppose so.
Do you know what I think, Rowan? I think he's lying through his teeth. Because he was in on it with them.
Look, all I did was put him up for the night. But if it's that important, I know the woman's name because I like my favourite film star.
Go on then.
Mitzi, like in Mitzi Gaynor.
Mitzi.
Well, that means something, does it?
Here we are. Mitzi Turpin, dearly beloved daughter of Jimmy Turpin. You did the lot of them, didn't you, Sarge?
Aye, I saw them all sent down.
What did she get?
Well, she was sent to an approved school, since when, of course, she's graduated to bigger and better things. Anyway, I'll leave all that with you now, Nick. I'm sure you got time to clear it all up before you climb onto your plane.
Thank you.
You'll like this one.
Thanks, Gina.
Enough to bring you out in a rush, isn't it?
What is Claude?
Being in the same room with so many coppers. Michael. They tell me you're going to be Aidensfield's new policeman.
That's right, Claude. So I don't want any trouble.
Hey, snap. I'd buy you a drink, but it might be misconstrued.
Hey, snap.
Not bad for a copper.
So, how are you feeling?
Nervous. Terrified, actually.
Wish I was going to Canada at the weekend with anyone half as nice as Nick.
Really?
Absolutely.
I'm going to miss you so much, Maggie.
Invite me over sometime. Quite fancy a fortnight in a log cabin with a sexy mounting.
Oh, yes. I don't think I'll bother then.
Oh, I got a message from Neil. He's managed to get somebody to stand in for him, so he'll be over later.
Great. It'll do him good to meet a few more of the locals, especially in view of his plans.
What plans?
To take over Kate's old practice in Aidensfield. Hasn't he mentioned it?
No. No, he hasn't.
Oh, evening, Mrs. Thorpe.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Blaketon.
Hi. How are you feeling?
Oh, all right.
Look, I understand this shopping bag belongs to you.
Yes, that's right.
Well, do you think I could come in for a minute?
Yes, all right. I was going to pay for 'em. Honest, I were. I've never taken anything in my life.
I'm sure you haven't, Mrs. Thorpe. Look, why don't you keep these things? But just this once. Huh?
You're late, Sarge.
Well, better late than never. Where's my drink?
There's still money behind the bar.
Hello.
You got my message?
Yes.
Is something wrong?
No.
You've been talking to Joe Rowan, haven't you?
Have I?
Look, for what it's worth, I was going to tell you.
Just kept slipping your mind, did it, Neil?
I didn't know how to.
Why not?
I was worried you might get the wrong idea. Think I was trying to move in on you again.
And are you?
No, actually.
Well, that's all right then. Because believe me, you'd certainly be wasting your time.
Could I have your attention, please, everybody? Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Now, we all know why we're here tonight. Nick and Joe, they're off to Canada. And we've known Nick for a few years now. In fact, some of us remember him first coming up north. He all thought we had straw in our hair. And we all thought he had a southern chip on his shoulder. But by and large, I'm sure we'll all agree, Yorkshire's done him the power of good. Now, he's off to make a fresh start in the Rocky Mountains with Joe and little Katie. And I know they'll be happy. And we all know we'll miss them. But whatever they do, we know they'll be as loved over there as you are here. But before I ask Nick to say a few words, there is some serious business to attend to. We're holding a charity raffle and, well, I'd like Alf to do the draw, please, everybody.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the box of raffle tickets, and the winning number is 16. And the winner's Nick Rowan. Step forward, Nick. Your prize is just coming in. Leave it.
Just what we always wanted.
Well, thank you very much. It's the least I'd have expected from you. Hey, Claude, want to take this off my hands?
Might do.
It was £7 to the Widows and Orphans Fund.
£7?
We'll just think of it as a thank you for all the happy times we've had together.
Have a nice trip.
Don't let the sun catch you crying.
Look after yourself, then.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
All the best.
And remember to wrap up well. They reckon them Canadian winters can get really parky.
Bye, love. I'm going to save up and come and see you. Bye, Gina. Ta-ra.
Best of luck, mate.
And to you.
The nighttime shadows disappear, and with them go all your tears. For the morning will bring joy for every girl and boy. So don't let the sun catch you crying. Oh, don't let the sun catch you crying. Don't let the sun catch you crying, oh no, oh, oh, oh.